Are you trying to lose weight but feel like you're sabotaging your efforts every time you eat out? Before losing 100 pounds with a high protein diet, dining out too often kept me stuck too. Once I learned how to make the right choices, takeout meals no longer stood in the way of me and my fat loss goals. In this video, I'll show you the exact meals I choose at restaurants that fit perfectly into my weight loss plan. I'll also explain how to keep protein high while keeping calories low so you can still enjoy meals out while losing weight. But you may be thinking, how am I supposed to enjoy myself when many restaurant meals contain the amount of calories in one meal that I'm supposed to eat in a day? That's where checking the menu ahead of time comes in handy. Before you find yourself drooling over that bacon, sausage, and egg wrap, check the nutrition facts first, even before getting in line. Sure, that wrap has 28 grams of protein, which sounds like it would be a great start to the day, but you'd have to eat 640 calories in order to get that much protein. Eating a high-calorie meal that only has 17% of calories coming from protein isn't a good idea since you'll have to play catch-up with protein for the rest of the day. After scrolling the menu, it becomes more clear that something like a turkey, bacon, and egg white sandwich is a better fit with only 230 calories and 17 grams of protein. Since your goal should be to get at least 30 to 40% of your calories from protein each day, it makes sense to aim for meals that come close to 30 to 40% of calories from protein per meal, since this makes it easier to stay on track. But you don't have to make your diet a complicated math problem every time you eat. When I'm looking at meals and snacks, I ask myself if there's close to 10 grams of protein for every 100 calories. This simple equation works since there's 4 calories per gram of protein. So if there's 10 grams of protein per 100 calories, and you multiply 10 grams by 4, that comes to 40% of calories coming from protein. Doing the math quickly in my head, the first example doesn't even come close, so I know that this isn't a good option. The second option falls closer to that range, even though it's not a perfect 40% of calories from protein kind of meal. Finding a meal with 28% of calories coming from protein is still a good option when dining out. After deciding on the lower calorie option, you have another choice to make. You can either leave breakfast there while aiming for a high protein mid-morning snack, or you can add another low calorie, high protein choice to complete your meal. Since I aim for a minimum of 30 grams of protein with breakfast, I might also add a side of egg white and red pepper egg bites for only 170 calories with 12 grams of protein. But if adding another $5.69 to your already $5 breakfast is too rich for your blood, another great option is to bring a protein boost with you from home. In case you're not sure what a protein boost is, it's just a high protein snack that is low in calories, like a few ounces of rolled up lunch meat or leftover chicken. Low calorie meat sticks can also work as an easy protein boost. Bringing 3 ounces of deli meat turkey from home saves me at least $3, plus I get 21 grams of protein and only 106 calories. No Starbucks meal is complete without coffee, but proceed with caution since high-calorie coffee drinks can easily blow out your calories while also leading to more cravings later that day. Since low-calorie coffees can actually blunt hunger, I'll go with a cold brew with coconut milk, which adds 25 calories. If unsweetened coffee is a no-go for you, skip the pumps since those can sometimes add hundreds of calories. Instead, come prepare with your own favorite non-caloric sweetener. A low-calorie coffee drink is another great way to add a protein boost to breakfast since you can easily mix in 21 grams of protein with only 100 calories. Since more whole food protein keeps me fuller longer, I'll just stick with a few rolled up turkey slices and call that breakfast. Once I'm ready for lunch, I still need to focus on keeping protein high in order to keep hunger low. Not only does Chick-fil-A rank third in most popular food chains, but it's also a great place to grab a high protein meal. Scrolling the menu, they have a few options that could work, like the market salad that comes in at 540 calories with 28 grams of protein. If you're in the mood for a salad, that can make a great option. Even though it only has 20% of calories coming from protein, the veggies work with the protein to keep you fuller for longer. But there are many days when I'm in the mood for a chicken sandwich. The grilled chicken sandwich is a good option with 390 calories and 28 grams of protein. If you don't like a plain sandwich, just be wary of the sauce you choose. Because if you add the Chick-fil-A sauce, that adds 140 calories. Whereas sticking with honey mustard, barbecue sauce, sweet and spicy sriracha, or zesty buffalo sauce are all under 50 calories per packet. And you could probably get away with just using half the sauce, which cuts those extra calories in half. Since I prefer a high protein lunch, I'll also add a side. Even though a salad could help fill you up on less calories, once you add dressing, the calories might not be so low after all. Fries, mac and cheese, and even the berry parfait all come in at higher calories without adding too much protein. That's the reason that I order a side of chicken nuggets. If you need to save on calories, adding 8 grilled chicken nuggets is a great option since they only have 116 calories with 20 grams of protein. Since I have calories to spare and I like the fried nuggets better, I'll go with the 8 of those for 262 calories with 27.9 grams of protein, plus some dipping sauce, but I choose one of the lower calorie sauces and I dip sparingly since I only use about half a package for all 8 nuggets. My grilled chicken sandwich, 8 fried nuggets, and 1 total packet of honey mustard sauce stacks up to 702 calories with 56 grams of protein. While that's a little higher in calories than a lunch that I prepare at home, today I'll skip my afternoon snack in order to make up the difference, which brings us to dinner. When it comes to dinners out, I aim for a meal that's high in protein, which makes it a meat-heavy meal. Perhaps you're noticing a pattern of how I eat for weight loss. Lots of meat with a side of meat.
That's what she said.
That's my joke. Damn it, Dwight.
Which makes Joe's Barbecue the perfect dinner spot. If you're not lucky enough to have a Joe's Barbecue near you, which means you don't live in Gilbert, Arizona, most barbecue restaurants have similar options. But be wary of the options since the sides you choose make the difference between a low-calorie, high-protein meal or a meal where you feel absolutely stuffed because you definitely blew out your calorie budget with your barbecue dinner. We'll get back to sides in a minute since protein is the most important part of your meal. Even though I love Joe's Barbecue brisket, it's also higher in calories, so getting a double portion of brisket with my 2-meat plate is too many calories to help me stay on track. One thing to point out about a restaurant like Joe's is you really can only take your best guess when it comes to tracking portion sizes and calories. I mean, unless you bring a food scale with you, not that I've ever done that. Even though you can't be as accurate as you are at home, it's still important to track your best guess so you don't completely blow out your calories for the day. I have been that girl who says, I don't need to track, it's just some meat with sides. Then a full 2 meat plate later, including this big old slice of cornbread, side of cheesy potatoes, and an ice cream cone after dinner, I wonder why I keep stalling on my diet. But when I commit to tracking my best guess before eating, I suddenly realized just how fast restaurant meal calories can add up. I still enjoy my meal out, but tracking ahead of time is when I realized that maybe I need to enjoy less of it. Something else to keep in mind is I am very active, which means my moderate calorie deficit may be a little bit higher than yours. But staying active is why I can choose 1 portion of the higher calorie brisket. Since I still need to stay under my calorie goal for the day, I go with the higher protein, lower calorie chicken for my second meat option, which gives me some of what I want and some of what I need. But let's be honest, they are both absolutely delicious. If you're not quite as active, it might be a better idea to stick to 2 servings of chicken, so that way you can keep protein high while keeping calories lower. If you're a usual on the weight loss Instagram feed, surely you come across influencers who warn you that you must avoid barbecue sauce at all costs or you will die. Well, maybe not die, but you probably won't lose weight. While barbecue sauce does add calories, it's not quite as drastic as everyone warns. As long as you're mindful of how much you add and you count that into your total calories for the day, you can still enjoy barbecue sauce while losing weight. Since my goal is fat loss, I'll skip some of the higher calorie sides like the mac and cheese. Choosing greens, a side salad, or even coleslaw are all more diet-friendly options. Since I love potatoes and I'll have some calories to spare, I'm gonna go ahead with these cheesy potatoes as my side. Once again, I'll have to take my best guess when tracking my side of potatoes. To do this, I look for a restaurant that has a similar option and then I'll add that to my food log for the day. It's not a perfect formula by any means, but it keeps me honest. Since I don't eat out too often, it doesn't really make that big of a difference in the grand scheme of what the scale says if I'm a little bit off here or there. Also keep in mind, if you go with the salad, just be really mindful of how much dressing you add, since high-fat dressings are an easy way to overdo calories. The cornbread? Well, that stacks up to at least 300 calories, which puts me over my calorie limit for the day. But I only know that because I tracked my meal before I ate, and that's how I realized how many calories are in that innocent looking piece of cornbread. So even though I love it, I either skip it or give it away. As long as I don't cave into the ice cream shop next door after dinner, my night out at Joe's stacks up to 734 calories with 71 grams of protein. When you're looking at total percent of protein per meal, that's actually pretty good since around 39% of my calories came from protein. Plus, that keeps me under 1,800 calories for the day while still getting in 165.5 grams of protein total, which falls on the high end of my goal of getting somewhere between 30 to 40% of my daily calories from protein. While I do enjoy a few meals out each week, I've come to the realization that eating out too often will slow my progress. That's the reason I eat most meals at home whenever fat loss is my goal. But just because you're eating at home, that doesn't mean that you won't overeat, especially if you don't understand how to structure high protein meals. Which means you need to watch this video next where I walk you through a full day of meals that helped me lose 50 pounds even when nothing else worked.